Welcome to episode 19 of the Hero's Journey Project. I'm your host, Nick, and we are working our way through some fun comics from the Golden Age. We're working through October of 1943 currently. Let's see what we've been up to this week. Bring that up for you right now. Okay, first up, we have Flash Comics number 46 from DC, October 1943. Three stories. I was reading this issue this week. We have Flash steps in when Winky, Blinky, and Naughty are appointed to a parole board and decide on their own brand of prisoner reform. These two ding-dongs or these three ding-dongs are at it again. It certainly adds some wonderful color to these issues. I love the gangster on the front cover of this issue. Looks like he's wearing some MC Hammer pants, really colorful and bright. That's awesome. And Johnny Thunder tries to stay out of trouble while working on a U.S. Navy ship, but his Thunderbolt has other plans. I found that Johnny Thunder stories have kind of fallen off the rails these days. Really doesn't do much, just kind of gets into mischief on his U.S. Navy ship. But there's it's just not much meat to the plot. Then Hawkman confronts a reformed criminal with a conscience that won't let him spend his ill-gotten gains. So he's living in poverty until he kind of snaps and then just starts going on a spending spree because he does have some money stashed away. There was a recent CGC 4.0 sale from July of 2020 for this issue for $235. It's an interesting cover. I like it. You've got a Flash story, Johnny Thunder story, Hawkman story. If you're interested in any of those characters, this issue might interest you. Next up, Marvel Mystery Comics number 48. It's a timely October 1943. It's an Alex Schomburg cover. And again, another Alex Schomburg cover. So you got lots of action on it. You got lots of shooting, fighting, good guys, bad guys. This one has some Nazis. In the first story, the Human Torch is framed in the murder of some American military generals by a wheelchair-bound Nazi that has fiery hands that can shoot out of his wheelchair. So it looks innocent, but innocent enough running around his wheelchair, but it's really not. Submariner investigates disappearances and sinking of American warships that don't call for help. Why don't they call for help? That's the big mystery. Then we have the Vision, who appears in a mining town when Nazis attempt to stop the production of coal. Now, this is the last person of Arcus in the series and in the Golden Age. So we won't see Arcus again for a while. I think he comes back again maybe in the Silver or Modern Age. Finally, the Angel receives an invitation to Castle Mood and is ambushed by Nazis. So he gets an invitation, like, hey, well, let's go hang out at a castle. Oh, right, it's a trap. No fun. So you got an issue here. It's got Human Torch, Submariner, Vision, Angel. You like any of those guys? You're laughing. Alex Schomburg. I know some people like him, some people don't. That's everyone's preference, but it seems to be the majority of people do like him. You have a recent CGC 7.0 sale from August 2020 for $2,650. Moving on, Sensation Comics number 22. Again, this is DC October 1943. Again, I do like the line work on these Wonder Woman covers between Sensation and the Wonder Woman issues. They're really great. Simple, fairly simple, but I do like it. A lot of action, lots going on, and I think it's just the right amount of lines on these covers. So in the first story, Wonder Woman needs to find the submarine that is actually named after Wonder Woman that was taken by Cheetah and her zebra slaves. So Cheetah's back, and now she has zebra slaves. So it's very Savannah kind of themed bad guys. Mr. Terrific attends a boxing match and stops bank robbers from fixing the fight to make money so they can skip town. So the bank robbers are like, oh, hey, we know some boxers. Let's make some money. We'll fix the fight, and we'll skip town with all our ill-gotten gains. It's going to be great. However, Mr. Terrific steps in and clearly doesn't appreciate what they're trying to do. Wildcat travels to Mexico to rescue a gold magnate that has been kidnapped. You have a recent CGC 5.0 sale from February 2020 for $475. Good issue. Got lots of fun stuff in there. Wonder Woman, Mr. Terrific, Wildcat, all great characters. Star Spangled Comics, number 25, DC, October 1943. I would say the Star Spangled Comics covers are getting better. Some more action on this one. A little bit of a silly story where the Guardian and Newsboy Legion take a working vacation to help on a farm because of a labor shortage caused by the war, and they end up stopping some thieves. And that's kind of what you see on the cover there. And then Star Spangled Kid is up against Mr. Gadget, who's back, and he knocks out the entire city by broadcasting supersonic waves from very special diamond. Liberty Bell teams up with a Mexican outlaw to put a secret Japanese airbase out of commission. I tell you, the enemy of my enemy is my friend, right? So that's how I have Liberty Bell and Mexican outlaw teaming up. Finally, Robot Man tracks down thieves who have stolen radium. Radium seems to be a pretty popular theme as an item to steal in a lot of these comic books that I've seen. You have a recent CGC 9.0 sale from August 2019 for $4,560. That's $4,560. Again, always impresses me when you see anything over a 9.0 from an issue that's almost 80 years old. And this is a 9.8. I have no idea how an issue that's a 9.8 could have survived that many years without getting much of a ding in it at all. Next up, Superman 24 is DC September-October issue from 1943. It's a patriotic cover. It is black. It is, I assume, well sought after cover because you got a 4.0 sale. I'll skip to the end there. CGC 4.0 sale from October 2020 for $1,080. That is, that's a big number, and clearly people like this cover. Why wouldn't you not? So you got a bunch of Superman stories, 4 Superman stories in this one. The first one, Superman imagines himself as the hero of an old-fashioned melodrama, with Lois as the heroine and Clark Kent as the comedy relief. So it's sort of maybe your first kind of glimpse at Elseworld stories in this kind of issue. I don't know if it's the first Elseworld, certainly not noted as being that kind of story. Next up, Superman helps an eccentric and mute inventor when his creative inventions attract the attention of some bad actors. Clark Kent and Lois Lane have a misunderstanding that includes some excitement at Clark's surprise birthday party. Finally, Superman winds up in the Arctic, clearing out Nazis and Japanese forces to make way for a new U.S. supply line. Good issue, fun stuff going on. Not the best stories. Again, Superman doesn't really have a good rogues gallery. No clear bad guys in this one. Next up, we have Wow Comics number 18 is from Fawcett, October 1943. In the Mary Marvel story, she loses her good deed ledger and is returned by Uncle Marvel. Now, this is the first appearance of Uncle Marvel. He's part of, from my understanding, he becomes part of the Marvel family, but he's a fraud, bit of a goofball. I feel like he is a fraud, but tries to do well eventually. Anyway, you have a recent CGC 8.0 sale from August 2020 for $500 for that one. Okay, now we're moving on to November 1943. First up is Action Comics 66. Superman hesitates to take down some crooks while the identity of a lost heir is yet to be confirmed. Ooh. And then Zatara helps some local kids put on a circus attraction and keep some tough kids and mobsters from interfering. It's a fun cover. Good action. Love it. Another war cover. It's great. You have a recent CGC sale from November 2020 for $1,080. Next up, All Flash 13, DC, December 1943. That's my fault. This should have been a November issue, but I found out that this one was a December issue only afterwards. And I apologize. Skipped ahead. Spoiler. Anyway, the 3 dimwits are in this one again. It's a full-length Flash novelette in 4 chapters. Some crooks managed to get a negative article about the Flash printed in a magazine, which sets him off into retirement because he's not having it, because negative. He's saying bad things. I'm taking my ball. I'm going home. And then Muscle Man, who turns out to be really blinky, steps up to try and replace Flash while he's in his retirement. But Winky, Blinky, and Naughty also work with Joan Williams to get Flash back into action. It's not safe to have Flash in retirement. City needs him. You have a recent CGC 4.5 sale from February 2020 for $325. All right, next up, Blue Beetle. The Blue Beetle 27 is a Hollyoak, November 1943. So you have two Blue Beetle stories in this one. Again, this is a better Blue Beetle cover just because, again, a lot of white space, and that's fine. White space is not a problem as long as you're using it well. And I feel like this one is. You really just see the two airplanes popping on the cover. It actually looks pretty good. In the first story, an experiment spreads truth gas over the city, and Blue Beetle races to find a way to reverse the effects, because apparently nobody really wants to hear the truth. It sounds great. Truth will set you free, but geez, it gets a lot of people in trouble. In the second story, it seems as though there are two Blue Beetles, as one is a Nazi prisoner sent to Germany as a double agent. So you have one guy, they disguise him as Blue Beetle, and they sent him into Germany as a double agent. I got to say, that story was really convoluted, very difficult to follow. I had no idea what was going on, but what are you going to do? Now you have the most recent CGC sale I could find for this was a 9.6 from May 2016. So 4 years ago when this is being recorded for $1,414. I feel like that's really low for a 9.6, but it's 4 years ago, probably go for a lot more. You have to, and also please note there's only 3 copies on the census apparently, which means that this is an extremely rare issue to find, certainly in good condition. A Blue Beetle 27. I love the cover. Honestly, I'd probably keep an eye out for this book if I could find it, just the cover alone. Anyway, so last but not least, Captain America Comics number 32. It's a timely from November 1943. This is actually not a Schomburg cover. It looks like it, but it's a Sid Shores. It's very similar. The only thing, it got a lot of action. It looks great. The only thing I find kind of goofy is the top of that bomb that Bucky's strapped to. I'm not sure what that square cube type thing is. I don't know what maybe that's how they built the bombs. I don't know. It just looks funny. Looks out of place. Why not? Sid Shores seems to want to be like Alex Schomburg. I don't know who came first. Can't tell you. But in this issue, you have Captain America who races to save buildings in London from being blown up by the Mole Man. It's not the Mole Man you'll see in any other issues, any other things coming up later on. This is only appearance of this particular character. Captain America stops a Nazi uprising in Baghdad that is being led by Ali Baba. That was in the second story. Third story, Captain America joins the French guerrillas as they try to free prisoners from a Nazi slave train led by another character named Vulture. I'm starting to not be able to count the amount of characters named Vulture in the Golden Age. Guy I know, Vulture, he was a Spider-Man villain, but goodness, they really liked to use the name Vulture. Human Torch almost gets his brain scrambled by a Nazi named Professor Fear. And again, you have another 9.4, another over 9.0. Most recent CGC sale I could find was from 2019 for $18,200. That is a serious amount of money for a 9.4. It's great. I think this issue is worth it. You got 3 Captain America stories, Human Torch, Bucky, Toro, they all appear in there. No, not a major key per se, but this whole Captain America run is a great run. You got a great cover. Sid Shores did great work. That's all I got for this week. That's the 10 issues I've been reading. If you want to like and subscribe, that'd be great. Really appreciate it. I'd love to get some kind of conversation going. Leave some comments. I'll reply to you. I'll talk back. I'll let you know what's going on. So my new format, I'm really trying to nail it. Keep it. I'm going to try to read 10 issues per week. So per episode that you'll be watching, we'll feature 10 episodes from 10 issues. From the Golden Age. We're working our way through. I'm trying to read about all the mostly costumed characters, mostly heroes with powers that I can find from DC, Marvel, and even from when they were before before they were even with DC and Marvel, the other publishers, the Fawcett, Quality, Fox, those guys. So we'll see some of those guys as I read through them. Anyways, thank you very much for watching. If you watched this far into the video, I really appreciate it. You're really true hardcore. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. You take care.